Welcome everyone, I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Final Fantasy Tactics. Once again, thank you guys for your participation. You guys were great. Right now, as of recording this, I have 4 votes for character jobs and stuff. So I don't have one for Ramza yet, but it's enough for me to get started on this. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and explain a few things. When you're producing a character, the things you want to, if you're producing a brand new character, the thing you need to look at is bravery and faith. Now this game kind of sucks in their explanations because look what brave tells you. The higher the number, the more courage you have. That tells me nothing. and for the most part, most people don't pay attention to these numbers, but they do have some effects. I'll go ahead and explain bravery. Bravery increases your unarmed damage, and it affects your knight abilities. And that's pretty much it. There's a few other a few like random abilities that will activate, like counter for example, and what else? Auto potion, stuff like that. Those are affected by bravery as well. Those will decide how often you do it. So generally you want a high brave. The only reason you would want a low brave is I think it increases your chance of finding like items or something like that. And that's about it. If your bravery gets way too low, it is possible that your character will become chicken and will just run away until their brave gets back up. And if it gets way too low, they'll just leave your party. But I've never seen that happen before, so don't worry about it. Faith. Believes in miracles and phenomena beyond science such as spirituality and magic. Higher numbers, higher faith. This explanation is a little bit better, but not much. What it does is it affects your ability to how effective you are with magic and how easily you are affected by magic. So it's a double-edged sword. The higher your faith, the better you are with magic, but the more vulnerable you are to magic. So there you go. If you have like 0 faith, you pretty much become immune to magic. So there are some advantages for having 0 faith, but at the same time you can't be healed by magic either, so keep that in mind. So, alright. Let's go to the soldier office. Now, okay, I have enough to afford all of them. That's good. For some reason, male fighters cost more than female fighters. Besides the fact there are one gender-specific class for each of the for both male and female. The only other difference is male characters generally start out with more bravery, while female fighters start out with more faith. But I don't really care that much about it, so I'm just gonna pick whatever. Anyway, I have 4. Yeah, I have 4 suggestions. One person was kind enough to provide a male character because they know the first 3 were female, so I'll start with the last one first. One person suggested a name, and I will go ahead and accept it. Names weren't really required, but I went ahead and took them. But don't worry, guys, I have names for each of these characters. I kind of did it based off various games I've already played, as well as what sort of style these characters are supposed to use. So, first things first, we're going to use this. How about this soldier? 67 bravery. This soldier. Yeah, so you can constantly cycle through and do something like this. That 67 was probably the one I probably would want it. I don't know how high it goes. 66 was 63 faith. Also, they start out with gear, so I didn't actually need to hold on to all that gear, which is nice. So, they always will start out as a squire, so that's good. And we'll go ahead and hire this person. Alright, I believe the soldier's name is. Now the main benefit is the fact I could name these characters. They do give you a random name, but I'm not going to take it. Obviously, this character, the class that was suggested, was Monk. So, you guys should know a frig name for this if you guys have been watching my Let's Plays. This is from Leave I Leave. Ma. Sa. Ru. The strongest. So there you go, we're going to have Masaru. Masaru okay? Yes. That's what you said. Yes. Got a deal. Alright. Next. Should I continue going backwards? Yes, let's go backwards. Alright, next suggestion. The other 3 characters were females. So these will be all females. So yeah, notice that her brave is kind of floating around 50. So we're not going to get too freaking high. But that's alright. That's not a big issue. That's a horrible stat. Whoa, 64 brave. That's actually rather good. In fact, I will actually go out of order and make this character. Of course, for some reason, sometimes they start out with daggers instead of swords, but that's okay. I do have spare weapons. Yes, we'll hire this character. I believe this soldier's name is... Aquarius. Neat. Alright, I'm gonna make this one the Lancer. For the... Actually, I'll go ahead and name off all the stuff. There was a suggestion for a male monk, a female lancer, a female time mage, and a female archer. And there's right now no suggestions for Ramza yet. So this is going to be our lancer. So first things first. How do I backspace? There it is. We're going to name this one after a character from Brigadine. It wasn't one of the characters we were using, but it's a character I always found was pretty cool. She's also a character that uses a spear. So this is going to be our Lancer, and her name's going to be Iria. The Killing Doll. Alright. Yes, that's fine. Yes, that's fine. Next. Alright, let's see what other stats we get floating around here. I could do this off screen, but you know what? You guys get to see this. 65 brave again. Wow. Okay, we'll make this the other character, more physical attacker as well. This will be our archer. So, let's go ahead and hire you. This soldier's name's going to be not Jody. You're going to be a character from Reciteer, or Reciteer, however you wish to pronounce it. Hopefully I spelled correctly. Tielle. If it's wrong, I apologize. But it's close enough. This is the elven archer, Tielle, who likes candy. Let's, yes, that's fine. And I need money, so let's leave the store. I thought I had enough money, but apparently it's not true. You guys are good, I think. Oh, you can equip a shield. Neat. Here, you can have that. Shield. Broadsword. There is a benefit for using daggers. It just, it makes you faster. And being faster does have its own benefits. And you can use a bowgun. And you can use a shield with a bowgun, which is nice. Okay, so I have all that. Oh. And for the lead is a squire as well, but his squire class cannot use shields, which is fine. Neither can Ramza, which is also fine. Okay, let's make some. Let's pay a visit to the shop. We need 1,400, so let's go ahead and sell some stuff. Probably sell 2 of these daggers. Actually, we can sell more than 2, but that's okay. In fact, I could probably equip someone with a mithril knife. Sorry for the glitching right there. That's just kind of how it is, unfortunately. We don't need these spare clothes. Alright, I'm a little short. Okay, I can sell one of these bowguns. That's fine. We're going to be rather poor, which can make things a little bit difficult for us. 62 faith. Nice. And decent bravery as well. Would like to get... I wouldn't mind having higher faith, though. See if I can get higher. That is not higher. It was awesome bravery, though. Wow. Well, I got this roll again. 64 brave, 61 faith. I don't know. 70 faith. That's a lot better. Horrible brave, but you know what? I'm mostly okay with this. Tell you what, let me be right back. Alright, here's something a little bit better. 63 brave, and 69 faith. This will give some flexibility, because I will allow some the people that voted the opportunity to change their classes if they so desire. So hire this character. This is the one that got a name suggested, so I will accept it. He wanted a female time mage and wanted her to be named Sakuya. So there you go, our Toho reference for the game. Sakuya. Unfortunately, she won't be throwing very much knives. For now. Sakuya okay? Yes, that's okay. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Alright, let's go over what we got. First things first. All these characters start out with no skills, so you need to buy some skills. So let's go ahead and do abilities, learn. You're going to want to learn Weapon Guard, which is free, and move +1 if you have enough job points, which I don't. So, and then for you can learn Potion automatically, you can learn Phoenix Down automatically, Equipment Change automatically, and you can also learn Move and Find Item, which you shouldn't need. Now, something that I don't know if it actually, well, in the original, I think a few of these classes had their own like little hidden effects. Like, for example, a chemist, just being a chemist, will automatically give you throw item and maintenance. You don't have to have it equipped to do it. So a bunch of classes will have things like that. So some of these classes can be rather good simply because of their hidden effects. For example, thieves are a lot better now because they start out with concentrate, which gives them 100% hit rate. But that's just other things you gotta be aware of. Anyway, let's go ahead and do what we're gonna do, which is change your job class. So right now we only got Chemist and Squire. Squires are just basic shock troops that can't really do much. And then you got the Chemist, which is a support unit that uses items. There may be, any character can use, we'll make this the tutorial video. As you see, you have these abilities. You have 2 active abilities, which means you have to activate them, a counter ability, a support ability, and a movement ability. And each character class has their own primary ability. Chemists, for example, have item, while Squires have basic skill. So, but you also have a secondary slot which you can use any sort of abilities that you have access to. So for example, this Chemist can equip basic skill and be able to do both item and basic skills. Of course, it's not that beneficial because right now this character doesn't have any skills, and I don't think I'll equip any. And then, even if it's a different class, like for example, Weapon Guard, which is from Squire, I can equip it to a Chemist. So this is where you can power game essentially the game. You can mix and match various skills or various jobs to do stuff. I generally try to play the game where I focus on a specific class and not really do much. I might use like skills I pick up along the way, but other than that, I generally try not to power game anymore, because it's very easy to break the game, especially in the original version. This one's a little bit more balanced. Anyway, so there's Sakuya for you. Actually, is there anything else I want to learn from Sakuya? Maintenance is a pretty good ability to learn early on, so you don't have to get your stuff stolen. There's also Auto Potion, which is a really good counter skill. So for now, really all you need is Potions and Phoenix Downs, which we start out with. So, okay, we're good to go with Sakuya. This is Tielle. She's going to be our archer. Now, oh, actually, let me go ahead and explain the progression here. Now, assuming that the link I provided, which showed all the classes, also showed all the requirements for the classes. So Sakuya is going to be going for a Time Mage. To be a Time Mage, you need 3 levels of Chemist, which if you look over here, you'll see that there are job levels as well as experience levels. So she needs to hit level 3 Chemist. When she hits level 3 Chemist, that'll unlock 2 more job classes, which will be Wizard and Priest. And we'll swap over to Wizard, which is essentially a Black Mage, and hit level 3 in that, and then we can become a Time Mage. So that's the progression we're going for. Doesn't take too long, hopefully. Depends on how many actions she'll get a hold of. Oh yeah, since she's a Chemist now, when you swap classes, it auto-equips your stuff, and apparently she's equipped with the Mithril Knife, which is essentially as strong as a broadsword. but doesn't have as good a parry, and it has more speed. So it's faster than the broadsword, but not as good for evasion. That's assuming you're using weapon guard. Alright, Tielle is going to be using our bow, and we're going to go ahead and go to abilities. We're going to go ahead and start learning some stuff. Go ahead and learn the stuff you can learn for free, because might as well. You can learn move and find item. And then for you, just get weapon guard for now, even though weapon guard doesn't really help you. I'm going to go ahead and save our points for now, since I would like to buy some. It's nice to get from the thing you really want from Squire before you like go to the next job class is usually move +1, because extra movement helps out a lot in this game. Mobility is always a good thing. Counter throw is pretty good as well if you're willing to give up defense just to counterattack. So there you go. Not much we have to worry about for her. And Iria is probably the same boat. Actually, she can learn counter throw. Actually, she can learn move +1. Awesome. You get move +1. And that's everything for her. And then potion, Phoenix down, equipment change. So for her, she gets item, weapon guard, equip change, and move +1. So she has 5 movement. Oh, and of course, sorry, I forgot about our last person. Our other guy. So instead of being Ramza and his lovely ladies, it's going to be Ramza and Masaru and their lovely ladies. So, Squire, awesome, you get movement +1, good for you. It's kind of random on how many points you start out with. Also, when you get access to a new class, they will usually give you a bunch of job points for that class for free, just to get you started. So there you go, this is going to be our monk. Not much we have to worry about for him, especially later on, because monks don't use weapons. And I will explain the classes as I get them. But I kind of got sidetracked there, didn't I? Let's go back to Tielle. Tielle's going to be an archer. She's going to be the fastest character to get to where she needs to be, because all you need to get access to archer is level 3 squire. So once she hits level 3 squire, she's going to become an archer, and she'll be a lot better with her bow, and she will get access to her various abilities. Archers in this game are a lot better. They don't use the stupid charge system. Instead, they use various special shots that are pretty damn good. So we'll be messing around with those as soon as we get them. Actually, they don't even call them archers in this game. They call them marksmen, and their ability is no longer charge. It's called marksmanship or something like that. Anyway, Iria. Iria is going to be our toughest character to get to what we need to be, because she needs to become a lancer. So here's the steps to become a lancer. You need level 3 squire. Then from there, you get access to knights and archers, and you need to get level 3 knight to get access to level 3 monk, to get access to monk, and then you got to become a level 3 monk. Then you got to go back and go become an archer, get 3 levels in archer, which will unlock thief, and then become a level 3 thief, and then you can finally become a lancer. So she might be a while. So yeah, it might be a while for her, to say the least. So, and then the only other character is Masaru. I've already explained the path for this. He's going to become a monk. So he's going to become a level 3 squire, then a knight, become a level 3 knight, and then he can become a monk. So for the most part, 3 of the 4 characters can get to where they need to be in about 2 steps. The Lancer's it's going to take 5, unfortunately. So I'll probably actually do some grinding eventually to get the at least 3 out of the 4 characters up to where they need to be. And hopefully by then I'll actually have a vote for what Ramza is going to be. If not, I may just pick something for myself. It's not too big of a deal. But so far, the makeup of having a Lancer, Time Mage, Monk, and Archer makes us a little bit offensive oriented. Time Mage does have some support abilities, but for healing, we're going to be relying on items, so which isn't that big of a deal. You can just use Phoenix Downs or whatever to hold you over. But yeah, so more than likely our Time Mage is going to end up being our secondary healer. If not, she will become an offensive spellcaster with Time Magic as well. Because she can also, since she's going to have 3 levels of Wizard, she'll be able to do Time Magic, and I can set her second skill to be Black Magic, for example, and then she'll be able to cast both those types of spells. but we'll see how it goes. Alright, as far as gear is concerned, as I explained, the game's pretty good about having various benefits for using certain types of gear. Like, for example, swords do more damage while daggers are faster, and also swords give a little bit are easier to parry with. But the armor is a little bit interesting, because in this game there's not really defense. I mean, there's a skill that increases your quote-unquote defense by reducing all damage, or reducing physical or magical damage, but armor itself, all it does is increase, like, HP, in most cases. So, like, for example, this leather hat only increases HP by 8, and these clothes will increase HP by 5. So, it's kind of an interesting thing, and a lot of the caster clothes, like robes and stuff, will generally increase both HP and MP, so they can actually, cast spells. So it's an interesting thing, especially with you'll sometimes see characters like knights actually walk around with robes, because it gives them more MP to use their other abilities. Or if they just want to be like a sort of like a spell sword type character, where they have their knight ability as a primary, and then their secondary ability is like black magic or something. So it's neat little balancing stuff like that. Accessories, we don't really have access to any accessories. We start out with battle boots, which gives us +1 movement, which makes Ramza our most mobile character so far. As far as stats are concerned, it shows your weapon power for your left and right hands. So it's pretty straightforward. The left number is your damage, your attack power of that weapon, and then the percentage is your chance to evade with that weapon. That percentage only applies if you have weapon guard. Speed, self-explanatory, it's how fast you get your turns. Jump affects how far you can jump, or how high you can jump, or how far you can fall without taking damage. So if you want to move, so like that archer generally had, I think, a 3 or 4 jump. He was able to jump across that river when we did the tutorial battle, and it has its uses. Most people focus on movement though, because it's easier to work with. Then you got things over here. You got your essentially this is your raw physical power and your raw magical power, which is affected by whatever classes you are usually. There are specific items that will increase it. Generally, if you can increase these raw numbers, it will definitely boost up your attack power, your damage output a lot. And then to the right of that is all your evasions. So, for example, actually I can reveal it here. Yeah. Okay, so C evasion is your evasion from your jobs and abilities. So being a squire gives me 10% evasion against physical, and then 0% versus magic. This is your S evasion is your evasion from your shield, which Ramza doesn't have a shield, but this character does, and that shield gave him 10% physical evasion and 5% magical evasion. Yes, magic can miss in this game, as you probably saw in that previous fight. And then you have accessory evasion, which is generally if you equip an accessory called cloaks and mantles, which will generally boost up your evasion quite a bit at the cost of using up your accessory slot. So that's the gist of it. So the only other thing I can mention is this. These are the birth signs, which was why they asked for my birthday. And this one's Libra, and how it works is each of them have their own little benefits. Like, for example, he does more damage to Pisces and Aquarius, or he's generally more effective against Pisces and Aquarius characters, but worse against Cancer and Capricorns. And he's the best against Aries of the opposite sex, and worst against Aries of the same sex. So, there's a bunch of these. Like, for example, January 14th gave me Capricorn, which gives me bonuses against Taurus and Virgo, penalties against Aries and Libra, and best against Cancer of opposite sex and worst against Cancer of the same sex. So that's a bunch of stuff like that. Well, generally I don't worry too much about it, but sometimes you can, if you're targeting stuff, you'll cycle through, you might see 2 characters that are exactly the same, but you do more damage to one than the other. That's because of these. And that's about it. I think we're just about set. That's kind of interesting. Masaru has more attack power. That's okay. And obviously the chemist has the most magic power, even though she doesn't use magic. Oh, also a neat thing about chemist, I don't know if they could do it in the original, but in this game they can actually use guns if you ever find guns. That's about it. The only other thing I should point out is, notice that Ramza doesn't use basic skill, he uses guts. It's a square command, not shoei, but filled with the basic elements of action during battle. This is something special for Ramza. Ramza has access to guts. As he progresses through the game, he'll actually get more skills. Right now he has probably the most. Right now he just has access to, I think, the basic skills here. I think. No, he has one extra. He knows beatdown right now, which is just some fancy ability. Yeah. But that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a video for right now. I might try to do some shopping just to see if I can get some more potions, because I'm gonna need them for this first fight, because it's gonna be difficult. Buying 4 new characters does hurt our funds greatly, but I'm hoping to pull through anyway. So, I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Final Fantasy Tactics. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.